Um, uh, 2 years ago, a friend of mine who apparently is now a business partner reached out to me. We had coffee, and he ran me through his business, and what I picked up was a great problem, a huge problem around concentration risk, right? So that's overly dependent on one customer, and I see that across the board. Lots of businesses in this
Yeah,
part of
one
the world.
customer that represents 80% of the business.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. So I see that a lot in this part of the
I
world.
shouldn't laugh. I mean, but that's a problem.
Well, it's a menace. Not just SMEs, Robbie. I've seen that across current corporations.
Most companies, I mean, there's a couple of industries in general, they are built that way. I was working in the localization industry up to October. I
Yeah,
still am as a voice of the industry, but that entire industry is built on the 80-20 rules. There's another industry called the market research industry or marketing research industry, like, your Ipsos Reads and all these companies. Those companies are also built on the 80-20. The 80% of the revenue comes from the top 20 customers.
that's
That's it.
correct. So it's a big problem. So that over dependency on one source of revenue is a big problem in this part of the world. And so he reached out to me, and we're having coffee, and he did mention to me, hey, and business is going great, and I like where I am at the moment. He's had this contract with the Fed for about 6 years, and he felt, well, that's great, all is going okay. And I said to him, look, Mike, what if the Fed pulls the plug? What are you going to do? And it didn't really sink at the point in time, because he thought, well, I've had this contract for about 6 years, and there's a huge need in the system for mental health services. Now the story is that 6 months down the line, he called, he reached out. I said, hey, what's up? Can we have coffee one more time? I said, sure, let's do it. And he said, well, how did you know that the Fed was going to pull the plug? And how did you know that we're going to fail? And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, they did it, like you said. Are you the man who saw tomorrow? And I said to him, well, I knew you had a great risk in your business. You should be diversifying your revenue stream. And while the long story short, he said, hey, we built this business. Can you come on board? Come on board and help me pull this together. So I came on board. We got on board as business partners today. We've re-strategized, put the business and growth strategy. At that point in time, when the Fed pulled the plug, there was a great struggle around working capital. Payroll was a challenge, and that was a great problem, right? So cash flow halted so badly, and so today we've got a huge cash flow stream. We're comfortable with payroll. Companies on a growth trajectory. And I'll tell you one more point. What I see, Robin, is that you've got often have businesses with founders who want to do everything, jack of all trade. I saw it firsthand in this with my friend Mike. He was into mental health. He's a clinician, and he did consulting, he did project management, and quality control. And I said to him, listen, Agape Professional Services is a brand no one knows. No one can really tell what you do around mental health. Can we carve out a mental health company out of what you do? And he was like, oh, yeah, let's do that. And so that gave birth to Still Shows Counseling Services. Still Shows Counseling is a great company today, and carved out of that call for financial leadership, the call for business growth strategy, a call for financial performance management. Now, today we've got a business carved out of Agape Professional Services, right? Who is a full-fledged standalone business and growing, standing strong with good cash flow.